Hello and welcome everybody to this HeflaTV presentation of the Gigabyte Challenge number 6, round of 64, Dream Destroyers versus, well, the Seerlige Blomster. Got no idea, they were under Nemt, so I'm gonna call them Nemt, way easier for me. My name is Coucher and joining me will be Benchy.
Yep, we are here again, a little bit of layers. Moonbeander needed some sustenance. Attempting to feed the enemy team as we do see the first two bans coming out from the Doom and the Razor, while the Lycan getting banned out by the what many would consider the underdogs of this matchup.
And to be honest, it's kind of surprising that Dream Destroyers banned out the Razor because they didn't care about it all last game. But what? A purge ban? Was it directed just completely at Moonmeander here? Or like, why would you ban a pudge?
I don't know. As I'm pretty certain that the only person that plays that competitive is not in the game right now. So a little bit of an interesting, ban right now. Obviously, both these two teams have managed to beat a few teams to get to this point, as we're currently in the round of 64, I think.
Yes, it should be that. So after this, actually, what are there really 2 more rounds after this? Are you kidding me?
Yep, for day number 1. Obviously, we are starting to get the chaff has been separated from the wheat, and now we're starting to get the big boys going up against each other. Because obviously, there's a lot of very good teams in this qualifier. You've got TCN, you've got Goomba, and obviously you've got Dream Destroyers with the ever fan favorite Moonmeander.
Oh yeah, so like you said, once the rounds go deeper into the tournament, into the bracket, so to say, it just keeps on getting harder. There really are so many good teams here, just deserving of a spot, but only 16 teams, I think, are gonna get through. It's even too sure, 8 teams? No, it's 8 teams, what am I saying?
Yeah, but I think it's 8 teams, but it gets a little bit more, there's a few more games going on as soon as you hit that round of 16, as we are going to get the Tidehunter and Shadow Shaman getting picked up. 2 very good heroes, and we're seeing, you know, the usual picks and bans right now. These heroes basically fit into most lineups, with the Void getting banned out. They didn't want to pick him up this time. Yeah. Not with that Skyreth Mage, not against him.
To be honest, I think Dream Destroyers might be looking towards another Death Prophet for them. Silence would be really good against Brewmaster, of course, and just couple it up with the pushing power coming out from Mass Serpent Wards, just have the Exorcism on top of that, and just the team fight provided by the Tidehunter as well. I think they might be looking forward to it, but then again, just Tidehunter, Shadow Shaman, you can go any which way from this.
Yeah, as we all can see the Tinker banned out. Obviously, there has been a few indications that maybe the Tinker's going to get picked up by Moonmeander. He's learning it for the team. And banning that hero out, he's very, very good, especially if you've got the team support to be able to make sure he gets that farm that's needed. With the Sand King getting removed for that, a little bit of additional stunning and more teamfight damage.
Yeah, they actually banned the Sand King last game as well, I think, if I remember correctly. So we just don't want to deal with that hero, period. Of course, Sand King just almost guaranteed gets his farm, just stacks up the jungle, Sandstorm. Once he hits level 3, so Sandstorm would be level 2, can just start jungling and get fast Blink Dagger almost always. But a Templar Assassin also banned out by Nemt, so they are targeting mid laners just as much as they possibly can.
Well, obviously the mid lane is the one that Dream Destroyers are most famous for. Is they have a lot of very good players on their team, and those kinds of heroes, they can just completely overrun them. And it's going to be interesting to see whether the underdogs in this matchup, whether the Radiant, they do decide to go for some kind of pocket strategy they've got, or whether they're just going to simply try and, you know, play face on face against the Dream Destroyers.
Oh yeah, would be, well, I'm hoping for a more even game than we saw last time around, which ended like 12 minutes in or something. So that is my hope, at least for this game. And at the moment, Nemt, with the Skyreth and the Brewmaster, they just have the potential to jump in and blow up somebody immediately. Already the slow from Thunderclap should be enough to get at least half the duration of the Mystic Flare in as far as damage goes. So they have that going for them, but the Brewmaster, of course, first needs to get his Blink and not get wrecked before. And do you actually think, is this going to be just the casual mid Brewmaster?
Well, at the moment, more than likely, yes. As the Brewmaster, he doesn't have that many bad matchups per se. I'd say probably Viper is his worst matchup in general. And aside from that, due to the buff he got, well, not that recently. I say recently, it was actually over a month ago. And the buff he got to his mischance, it means that he's basically guaranteed to dodge a whole bunch of damage, and that guarantee makes him a very good mid lane to be able to avoid that harassment that most melee mids face and have issues with.
Oh, well, we see Ancient Apparition getting picked up. They don't have the wombo combo of the Faceless Void anymore, of course, but Death Prophet picked up from Team Destroyerz. Well, kind of expected, I guess, if you saw their first game already. And, well, like I said already, the silence would be nice against Brewmaster. So now, Nemt, it's just up to them to try to draft something that can actually face Dream Destroyerz. Of course, it just comes down to execution, like in any game of Dota almost. But so far, I kind of favor Dream Destroyer's lineup.
Yeah, they're going for that usual, just straight up, death ball push, take down towers, and finish the game in 12 minutes again. Obviously, at this time, there's a little bit better picks coming out from the opposing team. The Ancient Apparition, if he can get that level 6, can do rather well to stop pushes with his ultimate. And the Brewmaster, he does basically win team fights solo if you've got your team behind you. Scarif Mage also a very good hero, especially if you can pick off one of those big ultimate heroes before they get that ultimate off.
Yeah, it's at least, I mean, like I said, Ancient Apparition, usually the Ice Blast is pretty damn nice to stop the pushes, exactly. But Mass Serpent Wards, as well as the Exorcism, you can do it from a distance, or, well, you run in, you drop the wards and back off, and the wards do the damage. Death Prophet has to stay somewhat close, but wow, we see a Dragon Knight pickup, so this Brewmaster looks like it's gonna be like either off lane or just safe lane farm for him. And I'm not too sure how to feel about this Dragon Knight pickup here.
Well, he does do okay in terms of anti-push. He also is okay again in the Death Prophet lane due to the fact that he's got a huge amount of high health regen early on. As we are going to see a Vengeful Spirit getting picked up. Lots of counter initiation. Being able to either pick off one of these heroes before they can get going, or just simply swap out one of these big ultimate heroes like Skyrath Mage or Brewmaster.
Well, Vengeful Spirit just helps out their team with everything. Minus armor boosts the damage of both Exorcism as well as Mass Serpent Wards. They can easily go for Roche being on the dire side, Tidehunter maybe to tank it up. Of course, Kash provides additional sources of minus armor. So they actually so far have a really well balanced lineup between just having magical damage, physical damage, as well as push for your team and disables, of course. So, I mean, that's looking like a, well, I can't say perfect draft because actually I don't think such a thing exists in Dota almost, but it's pretty
solid.
damn near, yeah.
As it's solid, you couldn't really ask for much better in terms of what Dream Destroyers seem to be good at. Is just simply pushing down towers and finishing the game early. Now, this strategy is going to get interesting when we go into a few of the more later rounds, if they get to that stage, obviously, because we're still in this game. Going to be interesting to see whether the more well-known teams have counters to this kind of strategy.
And how do you counter that?
Well, mostly for countering a death wall, you need a lot of early game execution. Your entire plan is to gank around about the 2-3 minute mark and just keep putting the pressure on and making it so that these heroes, as soon as they get their level 6, it's just too late because they've been kept down so much. It's very, very high execution, though, compared to how, I wouldn't say little skill, as that's selling it a bit short, but a lower execution cap needed for the death ball strategy. You just simply stay in lane to level 6, come together and take down towers.
Well, it just comes down to the Skyrath Mage at the moment to make the rotations happen early, to apply that pressure, create space for your teammates, especially the Brewmaster, get his early blink, and just start going around, picking team fights. But it's just both teams. Brewmaster Primal Split, rather long cooldown, same for Tidehunter's Ravage, of course. But every time either team just gets the cooldowns, it will come down heavily to just who gets the initiation, I feel like. And of course, if Tidehunter has his blink, his counter initiation can just turn everything on its head. But now Nemt, they go for the Wraith King, so that's going to be their third core hero, and they just want to survive the first burst, and just hopefully the second life of the Wraith King will be enough.
Yeah, but I will say I do like this pickup to some extent. Have Wraith King as that... actually, I'm not quite sure who they're putting on the off lane right now. But have, say, Wraith King as that kind of semi-support. You going together with that cold feet plus the stun, followed up by the Skywrath Mage ultimate, can do huge amounts of damage. The only issue I'm seeing right now is I'm not quite sure... They might just decide to go aggressive tri-lane. Put Brewmaster in the 1v... No, that... Dragon Knight in the 1v1 lane against Tidehunter, and then the Brewmaster versus Death Prophet mid.
Well, actually, I think it's probably gonna be the Brew versus Tide. I've seen that matchup quite often, to be honest, even. Tidehunter has a slight advantage there, of course. Depending on player skill, it might be a huge advantage even. But the Lifestealer is the last pick for Dream Destroyers. I mean, that's actually a pretty smart pick. He just has to get avoid getting Ancient Sealed by Skywrath Mage. And he can just go through the teamfight easily, no stuns to stop him. And just, of course, he's so good up against those strength heroes, those tanky just heroes, so your passive does more damage or benefits more.
And in fact, we are going to be starting off with pure action as we are going to have the smoke coming in out from... I'm going to call them Smiley Faces, that's pretty nice team name right there. And we're going to have Nemt on the Skywrath Mage. Wasilus on the Dragon Knight, Shrek is Love on the Brewmaster, Bespect, Hat on the Wraith King, and Domoran, hyphen, on the Ancient Apparition.
And for Dream Destroyers, up on the dire side, Bloody Nine, playing up on the Vengeful Spirit with Moon Meander on the Lifestealer, Bendy to play the Shadow Shaman, as Enzo once again takes up the mid lane Death Prophet and offlane played by WWD on the Tidehunter. But this smoke, it didn't get any kills yet, but they still might find somebody. Moon Meander getting slowed down, he didn't have the rage early enough. The stun connects as well, will it be enough? The Thunderclap, no, he rages just in time. Then the tower dive would be a little bit too scary. And well, Moon Meander survives. But maybe getting like him to skill level 1 rage already is worth something.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty good again. It stops that harassment. It stops him getting that very early feast. On the other hand, Lifestealer, he's not going to be going aggressive anyway. Not against this aggressive trial that's going to be coming out. This is going to be an aggressive versus defensive. And they might even decide to give the farm to Skywrath Mage at this point. Especially with the two other cores that they have.
Well, I mean, Skywrath Mage with farm, it can be really damn strong. But it's just the fact that he falls off heavily, especially once BKB start coming out, and of course, Lifestealer has the built-in rage to begin with. But we'll see how this plans out. At least they have this nice Observer Ward spotting out the rotations of the Dream Destroyer supports, which is actually a really important thing if you're up, well, in an aggressive tri-lane up against a tri-lane. Because if you know where the supports are, you know exactly when to back off or when you can properly engage yourself.
You have the warding coming out from this Radiant team. It's rather nice as we are going to be seeing it's a Wraith King taking all that farm. Not going to be going for that Skywrath Mage farming up the more standard Wraith King carry.
Yeah, it's just more a stable version, I think. Just the Skywrath would have been way too scary and Wraith King might have been just almost completely useless. Throw out the stun and not do anything else. Because they need that frontliner, although they actually have 3 of them. All their core heroes are extremely tanky in this game.
As we are actually seeing that right now, the lanes are once again being won by Dream Destroyers. The Tidehunter are doing a very nice job against this Brewmaster. Obviously, that Anchor Smash does so much damage reduction. That's the real painful thing, is it means it's so hard to last it against the Tide. While in this mid lane, I'm watching it a little bit right here, and the Dragon Knight is just getting out-harassed by just the superior positioning and that Crypt Swarm spam coming out from the Death Prophet.
Okay, I cannot say I did not expect this happening. Dragon Knight, he can definitely farm up a little bit, but his first levels in Dragon or Breathe Fire, they don't do as much or not nearly enough to actually get solid last hits. And it's not as spammable as the Death Prophet Crypt Swarm, since Death Prophet of course has the higher intelligence, so the higher mana pool. So Death Prophet probably gonna have the advantage all the way down, but Dragon Knight, he can recover, I think.
Now, it's worth noting that we are actually seeing some very nice lane control coming out from this Radiant tri-lane right now.
Oh, mid lane actually Enzo. He might be in trouble, slowed down by the concussive shot. Right clicks flying from Vasilis, but no, Enzo just bottles up and runs away.
Yep, sadly, he didn't have that arcane bolt. Only level 1 as Moonmean is going to pick the first kill because of that. Looking for a second one.
Well, that's a turn of events. They were like, okay, Skyriff Mage, he's not in the trial anymore. That's our cue to go, and just getting a double kill on the Lifestealer, getting those levels on him in a tri lane situation is just so crucial. And if your aggressive tri lane just fails, and suddenly they're just 2 levels behind now. B-Spect, he's not even level 2 yet, neither is Nemt himself on the Skyriff Mage. Just has the concussive shot, so what can he really do to help here?
At this point, they just need levels on these heroes, as they are in a little bit of a tricky situation, as they can't really rotate away from these lanes.
Oh, they're gonna go again, Moonmander, gonna chase him down actually. Not using his Legion now he uses it. He has the rage, oh never mind, he doesn't have enough mana for it. But the right clicks are enough, he has the face buds now, Shackles onto Nemt as well. Shoop an easy kill, Magic Missile not even necessary, it's on cooldown anyway as Moonmander. Yet another double kill for him.
And I'm not quite sure, they needed that tri lane to work, and now that it's basically failed, I'm not quite certain what they can do. Maybe they can try and start rotating around and get the ganks and just let the one of the heroes up there just try and leech as much experience as possible. But now they've given the opposing team that levels, now they've given the a Shadow Shaman his Shackle and the stun on the Vengeful Spirit. It's going to be so difficult to do anything in this top lane, and we do see they have abandoned it.
Yeah, but them abandoning it means that now top lane just absolute free farm, which frees up the supports to rotate as well, of course. And I'm not too convinced if their own rotations can actually have an impact on the map here.
They might be able to take out mid, but at the same time, they're still level 1. Level 1 Ancient Apparition, level 2 Skyriff Mage, and their smoke's about to run out. They're right next to a ward, and we do see that Death Prophet, she is out of position a little bit. They want to go in for this.
They actually might get the kill as well. The slow comes out. Is Enzo going to be fast enough to right clicks? Nope, no additions, no Dragon Tail, or is there? Oh, he barely gets in range. Pre-fire doesn't have enough mana for it, but doesn't really need it as Vasilis might go down to the tower. One more right click. Yes. So he gets the counter kill, but the XP was spread out by the supports and the Dragon Knight. So actually I think it's a worthwhile trade for sure there.
Yeah, they do at the very least stop that Death Prophet from getting what he needs this early on, like we saw in the last game. But while this is going on, Tide is just having free farm against his Brewmaster, and Brewmaster might be in a bit of trouble right now. The Shadow Shaman's coming in, he's slowing, but he doesn't matter as he does get the Shackle off. Brewmaster isn't level 6 yet, so close to it, but he might be able to get away.
Oh, WWD, he didn't want to pop the Ravage, but now he doesn't have enough mana for it. One more Anchor Smash right kick, gets the kill, but B-Spec gets the counter stun, so that's a lot of XP going the way of the Wraith King and the Ancient Apparition again.
But either way, it's still a 1-for-1 trade, and I'd say mostly equal coming out right there. But the Ancient Apparition and Wraith King, they all, like what you said, they are slowly making their way back into the game in terms of levels. But while all this is happening, Moonmeander is starting to get free farm. He's now taking the lead in terms of just amount of gold he's got on him. His net worth is currently over 1,000 of his mid lane.
Just look at the last hits as well. And oh, mid lane Bloody Nine comes in, gets the stun as well, and so already activated this Grip Swarm. Or Exorcism rather, as now a nice Dragon Tail stops Enzo from ensuing any further. And actually, they do turn around, but Sharkislav is there as well. He doesn't have his ultimate yet either. There's the Magic Missile. He's actually gonna go down before he hits level 6 again. Bloody Nine though takes a lot of damage just from the high ground. Oh, the Spirits chase him down. Are you kidding me, Spendy? They get the kill on Sky or the Wraith King at the same time. This is just an absolute disaster.
Yeah, that Brewmaster, you could tell what he was doing. He was hoping there'd be a creep in the area that would die around so he could pop his ultimate off and do some big plays, but sadly, it wasn't to be, as he kind of ran in, realized there was no creeps in the area that was going to die anytime soon, and then realized what a terrible mistake he'd made, immediately regretting his decision.
Oh, but top lane, Moonmeander might be in trouble if there's a Dragon Tail. Yes, there is immediately coming out. You have the Rayfire Blast, concussive shot to slow him down, silence just in case. And that is a huge kill, 504 gold going the way of the Skyriff.
And that's exactly what they need to do to bring this back, as they need to keep ganking. They need to try and make some kind of pressure happen before this wombo combo, Death Prophet plus Tide plus Shadow Shaman comes into effect.
Well, so far, they haven't been doing a great job at it. They are picking up their pace, but just looking at the net worth, it's horrible to look at. It's excruciating, really. Looking at the graphs, a 5,000 gold lead, almost 4,000 XP. So it's still definitely in the favor heavily of Dream Destroyers. But of course, we haven't seen a primal split yet, and that's a spell that can just completely change team fights.
Yeah, as the Brewmaster has finally hit level 6. He's been on that, like, 1 kill away from level 6 for ages. And now he's finally managed to get that very crucial level. And can he use it to turn it around? It is worth noting, compared to the other gamers, you are seeing a gank coming in from...
Oh, actually the vision is not there. Finally get the magic missile. Gush to follow up as well, Bendy. Can he get Edershock to get the kill? Yes, he can, but the Dragon Tail comes out and Shadow Shaman is probably gonna fall down immediately. Or is it? There's the primal split just before the Ravage comes out. Nemt got hit as well, and it's a 2-for-1 so far as Exorcism is there, and so thrown up in the air, but the Spirit's still doing damage. Double D couldn't chase down Nemt, and now he's fighting the Spirits. Is he strong enough to do the Tidehunter? He's a big tanky beast, but probably gonna fall in the end anyway. Or is he? No, he's just outrunning them. Oh my god, even gets the last gush onto the Brewmaster as Bloody 9. Wants to angle himself, just maybe wait for somebody, ambush them. As they will get the tower, or will another TP comes in? And so, the Spirits end, and now Vozel's Easter wants to get close enough for the Dragon Tail. Can he do so? And so, he's ready to forfeit his life for the tower. Actually, nope, Dragon Tail does connect. No Elder Dragon form though, so the damage, it's not there. And I have no idea how the Tidehunter even survived. And they want to turn it around. Edershock, WWD Tidehunter. How is he so ballsy, and how is he staying alive through it? Lifestealer, in the meantime, gets the kill on the Brave King just solo on the top lane. And, well, 14 to 12, it just keeps escalating.
Yeah, we are seeing that the opposing team in this matchup has managed to at least do something in this game so far. But everything is mostly going Dream Destroyer's way.
Yeah, and to be honest, in this fight, the Primal Split, the Storm Panda threw up Enso in the air. But since his Exorcism was already activated anyway, I mean, it's like a Yules. Your Spirits still do damage, so you still have to run away from him. Just such a pain in the ass to deal with that hero.
And just go look at the difference in gold earned right now. As the difference in gold is a lot. 10k already. Less, in fact, it's gone up to about 12k right now. And less than 10 minutes into the game. We're saying they're doing slightly better than the last team we saw, but they are still continuing the same kind of advantage, even with the slightly less push-heavy strategy.
Yeah, it looks like Roshan is just the next thing on the menu for Dream Destroyers. Moonmaid coming in, has an armlet as well now. They have the minus armor, they have the medallion from the Vengeful Spirit, who is actually only level 4. Shadow Shaman is level 7. So Bloody 9, he's just been the one just rotating around, creating space or trying to defend other lanes. But the Age is probably gonna go to Moonman. They're actually taking a lot of damage. Ice Blast is flying in as well. If he's not careful, he actually might die from this. Armlet still ticking him down. He's gonna shatter, I think. Oh no, Infest, nicely done. Man, it was so scary for him, man. Yeah, he wants to get the Aegis.
Pro players coming out right there as we see the smoke also coming out. They want to go for a counter gank here on mid, and Dragon Knight and Wraith King are gonna have to be super careful.
Well, they have the mech on the Tidehunter to get the Gush P-Spec. He's still not level 6, 11 minutes into the game. They don't even need the Exorcism, they're just gonna chase him down. Open wounds coming out from Moonmeander. He is healing up a little bit, has his armlet activated, and Tomeran, he gets the stun, goes down to the Crisp Former. Now Tidehunter stunned up, already Kraken Shell was popped, but they don't have the damage follow-up at all. Sharkyslav comes in, he actually has his ultimate if he really wants to use it, but he knows that his ultimate wouldn't do anything in that fight even.
Yeah, as we see those two spots going down, and that's a lot of the damage and stuns on the opposite team, as it looks like it's only level 1 ultimate right now though. The Death Prophet is one of those few heroes that has a huge increase in power on that level 2 ultimate compared to the level 1 one. The AA
they get the slow, actually the swap out as well. Moonmeander, does he have enough damage for Nemt? Yes he does. B-Spec might be next. Still level 5 only as Tidehunter. Dropping low, Wazilos might get the kill. No, the magic missile, he's somehow still alive. Finally falls down as Moonmeander. Switches his focus, Boulder Toss is there, Aegis gets popped. And Bendy together with Enso, they get the double kill for Enso there. And Sharkyslav, no more ultimate, silenced up as well. Open wounds, right clicks coming in from the Lifestealer. And well, at least the Tidehunter died, but it's not really a huge positive because you're also losing your tier 2 on top of 3 heroes down.
Yeah, because Dream Destroyers are going to keep destroying dreams. And it looks like they want to start pressuring on this tier 3 tower. Sadly, the ultimates on both of the pushing heroes on DD are currently off cooldown. But at this point, Nemt just can't do anything about it. they can't push out because they can't really take a team fight at this point, and they can't really defend. They're just so far behind. Every single one of their heroes, apart from a Dragon Knight versus Vengeful Spirit, are in the lower end. As in the bottom 4 heroes in terms of net worth are the 4 heroes on Nemt.
I mean, this is so sad. Safe Lane Brewmaster, 1.7k net worth. It's just, I don't think I've ever seen just such a huge difference in net worth and gold this early. I guess last game was almost the same. But, I mean, Safe Lane farm, I would have expected at least the Brewmaster to get like a decently timed blink or something, but not gonna happen.
Yeah, because the ultimate's going to come out, and this time it's level 2, and the level 2 is just going to melt down this tower. And there's nothing they can really do. You can't really fight in the ultimate, not with the low amount of health you have, really. And while this is happening, it looks like they're going to go for a kill onto this Brewmaster. Bendy finishing it off.
They just can't do anything. I mean, they've been up there with 4 heroes up against 2, and they can't even initiate the Moonmender. He's coming in. Nice Dragon Tail though, stopping his initiation for a little while. He actually has a Basher already as well. So not going for the race car build, just going for the kind of older carry lifestealer, just Armlet, Basher. Probably Abyssal Blade coming out next, I think.
As they're going to pick up yet another tower on this bottom lane, and the top lane is going to be sure to follow soon.
Oh, Vengeful Magic Missile onto Nemt. So much damage already by that one hero. Ice Blast does connect on him though. As, oh wait, Dragon Tail with the Breathe Fire Vocilos might get the kill on the Vengeful. Yes, they managed to do it. He actually shatters his Moonmender, gets the counter kill. He's on the run now. Primal Split comes out. He's stunned up. He actually might go down. The mech comes out to help a little bit. Ravage, he's not going to go for it from the low ground Moonmender. Life stealing with the Feast. Armlet toggling for all his might. Actually, nope. Another Wayfire Blast. He will probably take a fall, or will he? Yes, he goes down. 549 gold as Enzo. Actually, Mystic Flare completely off target. There is the Ravage, just as the Brewmaster ultimate ended. Ether Shock into Nemt as well. They don't have enough mana for a Gush. Throwing him up in the air with the Yule Script Swarm. Perfect timing from Enzo. They are out of mana. But still, I mean, it's just such a good trade for them. Yes, they lose one carry once again, but they get so much in return.
And they're probably going to be taking out this last outside of tier 2 tower. It is 14 minutes into the game this time, a little bit longer, but at the same time, we're seeing a small amount of fight coming out. They are getting kills, they are doing some amount of damage in these team fights, but it's just not enough. Every single trade has been in the favor of the Moonmender squad.
Oh man, this is just so scary to look. I mean, 20k gold, 15 HP. How does one compete? Like, really? I guess they can try to turtle, but Enzo actually uses the last of his mana to just pop his Exorcism. They feel bold, they feel brazen, and well, can anything even stop them? Exorcism doing a lot of damage actually. Oh, nice dodge of the Wayfire Blast with the Yule Scepter. Mass Serpent Wards are down and deployed. So this is going to be tier 3 tower, probably even Rex, as Scarlet Mage actually gets a kill on Moonmender, who buys back now. So Moonmender has died 2 times in a row as B-Spec wants to come in. Another stun onto the Tidehunter. Mech is on cooldown, so is the Ravage. As they actually might be able to defend the Rex here.
But these wards are doing huge amounts of damage. It's not Aghanim's, but it is level 2. And level 2 wards, they're just taking this down. They can't initiate onto this. They just can't deal with these wards. Not with the rest of the team ready to punish them if they move forward too far. And they're just going to give up racks.
I think that was actually a huge mistake, as now Sharky Love comes in, gets Hex, gets Silent up as well. Gosh, Ether Shock, he goes down. Moonmender has made it finally back, gets the open wounds up onto Nemt as he slowed down. A nice swap by Bloody Nine. Nemt goes down, 2 heroes down, going for Domeran next, and they're probably gonna get the kill. Magic Missile, right clicks, only a few necessary from Moonmender. And I am just genuinely surprised that there's just not a GG call yet.
Yeah, right now we do see they are staying in the game, being a you know, just wanting to play as much as they can against teams. That is nice in these kinds of events where often you'll get the lesser known teams being able to play against partners that they generally wouldn't be able to in most other unopened brackets, so to say. And I guess it's the experience that really matters.
Yeah, but how much experience do you actually get if you're just getting completely dominated? If this was just even like a quarter more even, then maybe, but I guess it's still you can learn how to like turtle at such a disadvantage or something, or pick team fights, but they're coming in from the side or behind even. The smoke breaks and Vosilus. No Elder Dragon form though, what are they gonna do? They do blow up Bloody Knight, but it's only support. They stun onto Shadow Shaman. A perfect Ravage hitting 5 heroes. 2 are down already. Vosilus takes a fall as well. Kiilstofte barely gets his primal split off before death. P-Spect already ultimate popped, goes down the 2nd time in a row. And I think even the Brewlings are gonna take a fall really soon.
Yeah,
as Moon Meander, yeah, finishes up Ancient Apparition. Man, this is just 100% GG.
Yeah, as we do see that they do take down the entire team. A little bit of trash talk coming out from Dream Destroyers, but they are going to be taking down this last set of racks. The middle set of racks, and there's not very much that Nemt can really do about this.
Man, it's it's so funny. I mean, the sentence that the Dragon Knight said. It's like they're even bashing on themselves a little bit. Where Ice Blast actually connects pretty damn nicely, and so might go down under the tier 4 tower, stand up as well. Breathe fire the last right clicks, they get the kill. And now Moon Meander, is he gonna turn it around? Oh, there's the swap onto Vosilus. Moon Meander going onto P-Spec. Mystic Flare comes out. Not enough damage. It is only level 1 after all. As now Kiilstofte comes in, Thunderclap, they might get the kill on Tidehunter. Moon Meander just finishes up the racks and now raged up, going for Vosilus. Nope, Kiilstofte is the target instead, stunned up by the Mystic Flare. Or not Mystic Flare, Magic Missile, what am I saying? But, well, they just don't even lose heroes properly. Another stun, he's going for the solo kill. Bloody Knight, can he get it? Nope, Tidehunter steals it from him. As Moon Meander gets stunned up, silence as well. He's gonna lose his life, or is he Feast? Armlet toggle, oh my god, nope, finally goes down to the Brave Fire Blast.
Yeah, they do take him out. Comeback incoming.
Well, if by comeback you mean losing the 3rd set of racks, then maybe. I mean, they even have Aghanim Scepter on Bendy and the Shadow Shaman, although he doesn't have enough mana. No, Arcane Boots just coming off cooldown.
I believe, if the lack of conceived function in matchmaking taught me anything, is that there's no such thing as a lost game or something.
Never underestimate your opponent's ability to throw. That's what you always have to believe in. Although 3rd racks going down, 19 minutes into the game, coming back from supersized mega creeps. Probably not gonna happen as Bloody Knight running to his death. He's still alive somehow actually. How is he still alive? I think they just deliberately were not killing him.
As we do see, finally the last set of racks falls. The mega creeps are coming in. It looks like they are going to be staying to the bitter end. But we are more than likely going to be seeing the end of Nemt. And onto the round of 32, Dream Destroyers will go.
Oh, we see the Ravage connecting on 3 heroes. Brewlings, of course, not affected. The stun onto Bloody Knight. He might go down. Mystic Flare as well, but Tidehunter way too tanky with his mech. Actually even has a Diffusal Blade of all the items to pick up. And funnily enough, nobody died, but GG finally gets called.
And the GG gets coming out, and that is going to be 12 to 35. A huge 20,000 experience, 30,000 gold lead as the throne is getting taken down. However, I can tell you the amount of experience they have gotten here is 25k in total.
Yeah. I mean, way too sick, just... I guess in these rounds, like you mentioned in the draft already, once it just starts going deeper into the tournament, we hopefully at least will be seeing more even games. Maybe just... I'm hoping for a base race. I haven't been able to cast one in goddamn ages.
Just that 15-minute base race, both teams went deathball and just avoid each other.
Hell yeah, but guys, we have more games coming. 1 or 2 more at least, as we try to follow Dream Destroyers, unless their games are just horribly delayed. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I do hope you enjoyed. Just watching some awesome Dota all around, but more to come, like I said. And if you liked us, be sure to follow us on this channel and HeflaTV 2 and HeflaMoke, the English channels for us. And of course, all our social media to know when we're going live with, well, any game, more or less. It is HeflaTV for all the social media, VK, Facebook, Twitter. It is HeflaMoke on YouTube though, if you want to check our VODs. And of course, thanks to Benchy for casting with me, and where can people find you?
Well, I can be found at Benchy and most social networks, including Twitter and Twitch TV. And also can be found obviously here on HeflaTV 1 and 2. So don't go anywhere.
Yep. just a few songs as we try to look for the next stream Destroyerz game.